Hi. Today we're going to explore how ZyteMind can be used in combination with Shopify data. As you can see, I've connected a bunch of tables from my Shopify, customers, orders, and so on and so forth. And the tool now allows me to use just natural language to jump in and ask questions directly on top of that data. So let's go and run our first query here. I'm going to ask what percentage of my customers are repeat customers? Or maybe we want to be slightly more specific. I could ask something like, could you please create a graph for me, like a histogram, showing me how many orders might have been placed by my different customers? And in fact, it looks like actually a very large number of our customers does repeat. And that means it might be interesting for us to figure out, first of all, what did these people buy in the first instance? And then how do they end up continuing their journey? So in that case, I'm going to start by basically running a question asking us to rank our top 5 product names and SKUs that are most common on first purchases. As I've started running these questions, you can see that also here the question around the histogram has come through, and we can see sort of a visualization as well of a question that previously, was just one number, and we sort of dug in, we sort of went into more detail with a follow-up question, and can now get a better sense of how our data might be distributed. So yeah, here I basically am asking for those first purchases. It looks like the sweet chili pita chips are winning the race here. So let's go in and ask a follow-up on that as well, which is around what might people buy after they've bought that product, because that seems to be pulling people into the store. But now we might want to know, what are they buying after they bought that one, for us to devise a strategy of what to basically advertise to people after they've made their first purchase. And same way, so that we can effectively advertise, we also want to know what is the average time between a first and a second order classically. So I'm going to throw that in as well. And it seems like the most common purchase is, again, sweet chili pita chips. So people seem to be buying the same chips over and over, which, is a fair assumption. And when we sort of get this response, we probably have a good idea of when to follow up with someone who's bought that product for the first time, and basically ask them whether they would like to consider another order. So with that, we've showed you a quick insight of how you can use ZyteMind to run through a bunch of different questions within Shopify. Obviously, this can include historical data. This can include all sorts of quite complex analyses that you rerun every month. And today we've only looked at a very small set of questions that might be interesting. So in the future, this could include things like understanding discount codes, finding key customers within the shop, or figuring out like what products are out of stock and which vendors they, for example, might be associated with.